You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report's Scoreboard Show, podcast number 274.1, our daily update on high school, college, and professional sports news in Central Indiana, every day of the week starting Monday.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we thank you for spending part of your day with us. Today is May 23rd, 2025. It's Friday and the last day of school at Madison Grant. But it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today for the final time this year from Madison Grant High School, final time till August. Producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. We plan on having our Indy 500 preview and our reaction to Thursday's Fever game in Atlanta, but I fell asleep. We're going to try to do an Indy preview this evening for Saturday. But it's possible it won't get done. That's okay. As we enter next year, I expect things to be a little more consistent after I can afford to hire some help. In the meantime, it's just going to happen from time to time. Of course, we're still going to be talking Fever and 500 every day on the Scoreboard Show. And in our other programming, we'll have our reaction to the Indy 500 Sunday evening and Dave Chanley's reaction to it on Monday. We, of course, will also react to Friday's game 2 Eastern Conference Finals between the Pacers and the Knicks. Vamonos Pacers. All that said, this is going to be a shortened version of the Scoreboard Show because it's the last day of school, and I have last day of school things to do. By the way, the Scoreboard Show is going to be changing for the better soon. I'm spending the next 2 months off of school learning the ins and outs of podcasting and YouTube and AI and all that stuff to bring you the best possible Central Indiana Sports Report possible. As I said from day one, the first year was really about learning how to do it and learning what the listeners want. And of course, we'll continue to evolve as long as we're around, and that the Central Indiana Sports Report will be around as long as I am. This is my passion project. Natasha Howard scored 26 points to help Fever overcome a substandard night from Caitlin Clark and from Aaliyah Boston in an 81-76 win in Atlanta on Thursday, their first road game of the season. Clark dealt with foul trouble and, as expected, was targeted by the Dream defense and finished with 11.6 assists and 4 rebounds. Boston had 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting and 7 rebounds. Howard went 12 for 17 from the floor and added 7 rebounds to her performance. Ryan Howard of the Dream, who shoved and had words with Clark during the contest, finished with 24 points to lead Atlanta. Lexi Hull had 10 points, and Sophie Cunningham, in her first appearance with the Fever after 6 productive seasons in Phoenix, finished with 9 points off the Fever bench. The Fever are now 2-1 and will welcome the New York Liberty for a big game Saturday on national television, CBS at 1 o'clock. The big question in Friday's Eastern Conference Finals Game 2 is which team recovers emotionally from Wednesday's shocking 138-135 overtime win by the Pacers over the New York Knicks. The Pacers, of course, trailed that game by 14 points with under 3 minutes to go and found a way to win. Aaron Nesmith went crazy from behind the three-point line, and Tyrese Halliburton hit one of the craziest shots in NBA history to give the Pacers an early advantage in the series. The Pacers have not trailed in a series in the entire playoffs. It was a playoff career-high 30 points for Nesmith, who made history by becoming the first player ever to score 20 points in a 5-minute stretch of a playoff game. DJ McConnell said it's good when good things happen to good guys who work hard and deserve it.
He's our Swiss Army knife. Like you said, he just does a little bit of everything, and he basically, willed us to get back into the game. He's just such a great player, great teammate, and when someone like him has a game like that, you're happy for him.
Game 2 is Friday back at Madison Square Garden at 8 o'clock. That can be seen on TNT or the Max app. The Oklahoma City Thunder are up 2-0 on the Minnesota Timberwolves after a 118-103 victory on Thursday. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was recently named NBA MVP, had 38 points in the win. The Thunder have outscored the Wolves by 41 points through 2 games. Game 3 is Saturday at 8:30 in Minneapolis. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway has been quiet over the last couple of days, but today is Fast Friday, the last warm-up for the Indianapolis 500, which is Sunday. Gates open this morning at 8 for practice. Practice is between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. The pit stop challenge is at 2:30 with a Bret Michaels and All-American Rejects concert from 4 to 6. Saturday is Legends Day starting at 8 a.m. with autograph sessions from Legends and the full field from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And of course, we'll have so much more on the Indianapolis 500 this weekend. Reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida beat the Hurricanes 5-0 Thursday to take a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Sam Bennett scored twice and had an assist, and Sergei Bobrovsky stopped all 17 shots he faced in the win. Game 3 is Saturday in Miami. The 12-team college football playoff will move to a straight seeding model this fall, rewarding the selection committee's top 4 teams with the top 4 seeds and first-round byes. The committee reached the unanimous agreement necessary to make the changes during a call Thursday afternoon. We moved to Kokomo, where Kokomo won its 65th track and field sectional championship when the boys did it on Tuesday night. That is the second most in Indiana. It's the 249th total boys sectional championship at Kokomo, the 352nd overall, and the 727th trophy won by Kokomo programs. Kokomo got 2 wins apiece from Omar Daniels, who won the 110 high hurdles and the 300 hurdles, Jedediah Beard, who won the shot put and the discus, and from Jeremiah Young, who won the long jump and was a member of the 400-meter relay team. Connequah's A.J. Kelly won the 100 and the 200 with 2 really fast times. Connequah's Joel Lashnowski also won the 800. Western's Camden Robb won the 3,200 in 9:54.18, and Tipton's Caleb Farr won the pole vault by clearing 14 feet. Bluffton won the Marion sectional, their 3rd sectional championship of all time and their first since 2016, in a heck of a team competition at Marion. Bluffton scored 94 points, followed by Oak Hill with 91. Defending champion Marion with 88. Mississinawa was 4th. Eastbrook finished 6th. Madison Grant was 7th and Frankton 8th. Madison Grant had 3 different sectional champions. Blade Harris won the 100 hurdles and the 300 hurdles. Rosin White won the discus by an inch over Mississinawa's William Kaus. And William Ewer won the pole vault by clearing 12 feet 6 inches. He beat Oak Hill's Kyle Brower by having fewer misses. For Marion, Elijah Magruder won the 800 and Mike Harrington won the 1600, and both of them combined to help the Giants win the 3,200-meter relay. Eastbrook's Damian Blevins won the long jump by an inch over Oak Hill's Luke Elzinga, and also was part of the Panthers' 400-meter winning relay team. Oak Hill's only win came from Jalen Scott in the 100-meter dash, and Wabash's Colson Kugler won the 200 and was part of the winning 1,600-meter relay. Yorktown won its 6th sectional championship in program history and its first in 9 years, beating defending champion Muncie Central by 24 points, and Delta just behind in 3rd place. Wapahani finished 5th. For Yorktown, Daniel Davis won the 100 and the 200 and was a member of the 400-meter relay team, with Efren Doherty, who also won the long jump. Wyatt Turner won the 1,600, Adam Lynn won the pole vault, and Ephraim Eller the shot put. For Wapahani, Preston McCorkle is the 400-meter champion, Caleb Aber the 800-meter champion, and Mason Tomboni the 3,200-meter champion. Aber, McCorkle, Tomboni, and Kason Thrasher combined to win the 3,200-meter relay. Delta's Marcus Bright won the 110 high hurdles and finished 3rd in the 300 hurdles. And Cameron Wilson, Benjamin Miller, Gray Backus, and Carter Jackson won the 1,600-meter relay. Emmanuel Taylor of Muncie Central won the discus with a enormous heave of 174 feet. Watch for him at the regional and state. Speaking of enormous efforts, Easton Foster of Monroe Central won the high jump at 6 foot 8 inches. That should make him all state. In the most competitive sectional maybe in Indiana, listen to these scores. Westfield won the sectional at Fishers with 112 points. Hamilton Southeastern scored 111. Carmel 97.5 and Fishers 97. The big news out of the Fisher sectionals that Damon Winston of Sheridan won the high jump by clearing 6 feet 6 inches. We had 12 different individual winners. Carmel's Isaac Nelson won the 100. Angel Wilson of Noblesville won the 200. Christian Ortiz of Hamilton Southeastern won the 400. Westfield's Will Snedker won the 800. Jack Strong of Noblesville won the 1600. Liam Powers of Hamilton Southeastern the 3200. Logan Tuck of Westfield was the 110 hurdles champion, and Sam Long of Hamilton Southeastern was the 300 hurdles champion. Jeremiah Howard of Lebanon won the long jump. Fisher's Mason Cantrell won the shot put, and Carmel's Ozzie Pollard is the discus sectional champion at Fisher's. Lawrence North edged Mount Vernon to win the sectional championship at Mount Vernon. Pendleton Heights was third, Anderson sixth, and Anderson Prep seventh. Sebastian Sprague from Mount Vernon won the 400 and was on the winning 1,600 relay team with Caden Casada, who won the 800. Ahmad Salah of Mount Vernon won the 1,600 and the 3,200, and the Marauders' Davin Williams won the discus. In girls tennis, Alexandria beat Tipton 4-1, and Frankton beat Elwood 5-0 in the sectional semifinals at Alexandria. The Tigers and Eagles play Saturday at 10 a.m. for the sectional championship. Alexandria beat Frankton in 2 close wins earlier this season, and the Tigers have won 5 straight sectional championships. Delta won its 33rd sectional championship and its 13th in a row with a 5-0 win over Burris Thursday. The Eagles will play in the Noblesville Regional Tuesday and Wednesday. At Kokomo, the host Wildcats beat Taylor 5-0 and Northwestern beat Western 4-1. Kokomo and Northwestern will play for the sectional championship Friday at 4. Host Jay County and Winchester will play for the sectional championship on Friday. And at Logansport, it'll be Cass and Carroll in the sectional championship Friday after both earned 5-0 sectional wins. In baseball, Class A number 2 Hagerstown beat Class 2A number 1 Lapel 1-0. For Lapel, Kai Newman threw 5 innings, didn't allow a run, and only 1 hit, and struck out 8 for the Bulldogs. Mississinawa beat Frankton 9-3. Bryson Vasquez was 2 for 4 with a double and 3 RBIs. Luke Gilman threw a complete game 3-hitter and struck out 5 as Madison Grant beat Mechanicawa 6-0. Xavier Yagi was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs for the Argyles. Hamilton Heights beat Alexandria 4-3 in 8 innings. PJ Wright had a double and 2 RBIs for the Huskies. It was Adams Central 12, Blackford 8. Max Bonowit was 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI for the Bruins. Carter Doherty threw 5 innings and didn't allow any runs, and Eastbrook beat South Adams 5-3. Doherty struck out 10 for the 15 and 10 Panthers. Delta beat Pendleton Heights 6-4. Maddox Huffman and Cabe Stebbins had 2 RBIs each, and Zane Klein got the win to improve to 5-3 on the year. Mount Vernon beat Yorktown 11-3. Riker Bear was 4 for 5 with a triple, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Kokomo scored all 6 of its runs in the first 3 innings and beat Anderson 6-5 to improve to 9-1 in the North Central Conference, just ahead of Lafayette Jeff, which is 7-1. Cass beat Marion 4-1. Connor Bunch was 2 for 3 for Marion. Tegan Himley was 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, but it wasn't enough in Northwestern's 14-6 loss to McCutcheon. Thomas Brooks threw a complete game 1-hitter and struck out 6 in Cowan's 10-0 win over Westdale. Case and Purdue threw a complete game 7-hitter, gave up just 1 run and struck out 6 in Wapahani's 12-1 win over Daleville. And Class 2A number 10 Shenandoah improved to 7-0 in the MEC with a 15-0 win over Eastern Hancock. All-state candidate Chase Ozenbaugh was 3 for 4, hit his 6th home run of the year, had 4 RBIs, and also threw 3 hitless innings and struck out 6. In softball, Mississinawa beat Frankton 2-1 in 11 innings to claim a share of the CIC championship with Alexandria. Brooklyn Nash threw 7 innings, gave up just 3 hits and 1 run, and Jenna Kaus was 2 for 5 with a double. For Frankton, Paige Parker threw 7 innings and gave up just 1 run and struck out 5. CIC co-champion Alexandria beat Tipton 11-0 to improve to 17-1 on the year. Brinley Humphreys is now 15-1 as the starting pitcher. She threw a complete game shutout, allowed just 1 hit, and struck out 8. Jack Hosier had a double, a run, and 3 RBIs for the Tigers. Carson Wiley was 2 for 4 with a double and 3 RBIs, and Oak Hill beat Manchester 6-4 to improve to 18-6 on the year. Haley Lozier was 4 for 5 and scored 3 times, and Destiny Drown hit 2 doubles and drove in 2 runs as Delta beat Elwood 14-4. Kate Murray hit a triple and her 7th home run of the season and drove in 4 runs in Fisher's 11-4 win over Anderson. Rossville clinched the Hoosier Heartland Championship with a 10-0 win over Clinton Prairie. Avery Layton threw a no-hitter and struck out 12. She only allowed 1 base runner, and that was a walk. Stevie Ray Hedges threw a complete game 4-hitter, allowed just 1 run, and struck out 16 as Northwestern beat Argos 2-1. Westdale beat Cowan 14-8. Bailey West was 5 for 5 with 2 doubles, her 6th home run of the year, and scored twice. Daleville topped Wapahani 7-5. Rylan Leonard was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. Shenandoah improved to 6-0 in the MEC and 15-3 overall with a 12-2 win over Eastern Hancock. Ball State's MAC baseball tournament game was moved to Friday at 2 p.m. against second seed Kent State. Ball State, Kent State, Miami, and Toledo are the only teams left in the tournament without a loss. Former Frankton star and current IUK thrower Sydney Duncan won the NAIA Shot Put National Championship Thursday at Marion with a toss of 55 feet 1 inch, winning it by nearly 6 feet over Abigail Gerber of Concordia, Nebraska. Taylor freshman Janie Halterman finished 3rd in the 500 Thursday at the finals after winning the 10,000 National Championship on Wednesday. Indiana Wesleyan's Braden Sweet finished 6th in the men's 800, and Sweet's 4x800 relay team was 5th in the nation. Grace's Kylie Souter is the women's NAI 800-meter champion, and now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you spending your time with us. If you want to help, please share these podcasts with your friends and family.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media.
Nailed it. And
and Mr. Mingo loves his wife.